Today is our first full day here in Macon, Georgia. As obviously you can see this giant jet behind me. Near Macon is a military base, Fort Robbins military base to be exact. And on Fort Robbins, they have a museum. You can see the fence around us here, the military, the base, the entrance there to get on base. And this is what you see as you are driving by. How incredible is that? It doesn't look like the engines are in there, but the sleeves are there. Man, this is awesome. At any rate, today, this video, we are going to be checking out the Fort Robbins Air Force Base Museum of Aviation. And just as a hint of what's to come, there's lots of planes. You can see them all back there behind it. There's a warthog over here, and this giant B-1 bomber sitting right here in front of us. It's all to come right after we get back from the intro. This whole video is all about airplanes from right here at Fort Robbins Air Force Base. So, like I said before the intro, we are, it's our first full day here in Macon. Today, we're at Fort Robbins Air Force Base, and we're checking out the Museum of Aviation. First thing we're gonna see though, we saw that one before the intro, we're gonna come over here and check out this B-1 bomber. Man, these things are cool. So here's the placard for it. It's a Boeing B-1B Lancer, a B-1 bomber. A couple of neat things about it. You see the wings, how they are folded back in a line back. That is for supersonic speeds. But the wings also move. They fold forward. Here's a better shot of it there. They fold forward, which is kind of interesting. This thing is so cool. This is the bomb doors. So as they're flying at high altitudes and high speeds, and they're ready to drop some bombs on our enemies, on the enemies of the United States, these doors will swing open, and the bombs just fall from the heavens, scattering the ground below. It's so cool to be able to stand underneath this thing. They have removed the engines off of this one. This one, it has 4 high-powered engines, 2 here and 2 over there. Sitting right over here next to it is a warthog. If you've ever played Call of Duty, you know these are the ones that make that high-pitched screaming noise as they fly by. These were designed to do some serious damage, as you can see right here. This is an A-10A Thunderbolt II Warthog. These things were, like I said, designed to carry a lot of armament. So you look, all these slots, these are all for missiles, and they even have things they could put under here where they could hold multiple missiles. So they could put one over here and one over here, and they could do it for all of these. Here's one here, there's another one there, here's another one here, and another one here, and another one here, and 3 more here. This thing was built to do some destruction. And then it has the giant turret gun here on the front to do even more damage. Now, firstly, I just want to say, I do implore that all of you come visit this place for yourself. There's so much here. I will never be able to show you all of this. You probably won't even get to see half of what's actually on the property here. basically I'll just be showing you what I find to be cool, because there's so much here. If I tried to fit it all in one video, that video would be over 2 hours long. It's just a lot. So I really, if you can get to this area, I definitely recommend you come check this place out and get to take it all in for yourself. Whoa. This is the first thing you see when you come through the door. I believe this is an F-15 here. Check it out, the B-52 Stratofortress. That is awesome. The B-52s, you know, they had that hit song. A C-141 Star Lifter. This is a massive, massive plane. Just look how big these engines are. My goodness. I can only imagine the sheer power and force that it takes to get this big monster up off the ground. Man, this big boy here. It's another carrier, but the 4-prop C-130. Otherwise known as Hercules. I wonder if they ever open up these doors and let people inside. Here's an AC-130A Spectre. We saw a Hercules on the other side, but this is the Spectre. This is the badass brother of the two, I guess you could say, that we've seen so far. And that's because this one is equipped with all kind of firepower. It can carry bombs interiorly, missiles. Here's probably 50mm cannons. And I don't know what the camels are for. I don't know if that's confirmed kills or something or what. I don't know. Maybe that's how many camels it's blown up. I don't know. Look up there on top of it at the antenna there with all those little spiky things coming off the top of it. It says Kong Killer here on the front of it. That's wild. Look at this one sitting right here, so low to the ground. This is actually a Cessna jet. It's a Cessna jet. U.S. Air Force A-37B Dragonfly. Look at this crazy design here. 2 propellers. They have to. Would have to have that time just right. That works here at this information desk who was just telling us all kind of really cool stuff about some of these planes that's inside of this particular building.
This one, Charlie Green.
Yeah.
This is the first one that can float in water. The
Sweet.
first one that can refuel in air.
That's what this piece is refueling?
This big thing right here. That thing will expand.
Oh wow.
That's probably like half a mile when it goes. And she's also the first one that had all-terrain radar.
Oh, you can see all the way down inside of this one. So he was telling us that this plane here is the actual plane that fired the first shots from the air in Vietnam. It's a McDonnell Douglas F-4D Phantom II. That the pilot encountered some Vietnamese troops who were flying head on at him, and there was a machine gun right here mounted in that spot, and he opened fire. And in fact, they were flying in these MiG-17s. The pilot of this Phantom II hit that turret on them and shot down the first planes during the Vietnam War. How cool is that? The actual plane is, this is it. This is the actual plane. Next up, we're gonna go into the Century of Flight hangar. I'm guessing there's a century's worth of planes in here. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, there's a blackbird. Oh, there's a drone, like a newer drone. It's a mine. It's a vehicle that goes out and checks for mines out on the road. That's awesome. A mine-resistant, ambush-protected MRAP vehicle. Hey, look. Hey, Parker. There's an Apollo spacesuit right up here. I spotted it from all the way down here. I saw it from all the way down here. Oh, look at this. Wow. I would have to back up all the way across the building to get this whole thing in frame. Oh, I can just about get it right there. It is massive. They had one of these in the movie Transformers.
4500X, something's not right.
MH-53 pilot, power down now. Open fire! Stay back!
God. Look at this blackbird. I know the lights are in the way. Man, how awesome is that? Let's get up underneath it. Here. Trying to get off so the lights aren't glaring off of it. Look at how beautiful this thing is. My goodness. There's also in Transformers the Blackbird. And Revenge of the Fallen.
Hey, look. Follow him. Follow him. He knows where he's going. It's a Decepticon!
I told you my name was Jetfire, so stop judging me!
This is a U-2 Dragon Lady. This was actually one of the first spy planes that we had. One of the first, like, you have to wear a spacesuit to fly in this because it goes all the way up to space, pretty much. Okay, here's the spacesuit. To fly in a U-2, you had to wear a spacesuit. I mean, it's a high-pressure spacesuit is what it is. And that's because you're flying up at the edge of space. And that's the only thing that can protect you if you have a pressure loss inside of the cabin. This suit, it actually goes under that suit. And then they actually eat while they're up there. They some pilots, they would be up there for hours and hours and hours, all day long flying. And they would have to eat while they're up there. So in their helmet, with the sun visor up, there's a little hole like right here, and they can stick this tube through that hole, and this is how they would eat, basically. Like this chocolate pudding there in the top tube, some kind of cherry dessert over here on the left. But they would have all kind of different stuff like beef stroganoff and lasagna flavored paste. I mean, it's in a paste, it definitely is, but all different kinds of stuff, just like they do with space stuff now, but that stuff's kind of like freeze dried. And that's how they would be able to eat while they're up there. They just stick the tube through the little hole in their helmet and suck on the paste. one of the best things in this place is a Thunderbird. Red, white, and blue. This is actually a model of this particular Thunderbird's pilot right here. It's an F-16. It don't get much better than that. Oh my goodness. You guys see this, right? This is a thermonuclear bomb, the Mark 53. If America dropped this on you, 43 miles away from the drop zone, you would still feel the heat and you would have blast damage from it. We're going, we're going, we're going, we're going. There it is, right there. The reason how I knew it was Apollo is because of the helmet. That's how I knew it was Apollo from the ground. The helmet's different. This was actually Skylab. How stinking cool is that? Down here they have a placard talking about Apollo 16. It says that American flag you see right there was actually carried to the moon on board Apollo 16, April 16th through the 27th of 1972. Tim Mattingly, John Young, and Charlie Duke. Those were the 3 astronauts on board. Now, they didn't wear, this spacesuit was not on Apollo 16. This came after, so we had Apollo 17, which was the final Apollo mission. And then they went into Skylab, where they actually took a section of the Saturn V, and they turned it into basically a space station. And then they did launch on Apollo. It was still Apollo up to that space station, basically. And then they had some problems. They had to do some spacewalks and stuff like that. This suit, they have not taken very good care of it. You see up above his head there. It's really, really unfortunate. This is so cool to see. It's still like I said, still an Apollo spacesuit, but it didn't go to the moon. It was on Skylab. But yeah, that's awesome. So cool. So there's still another building to go to. Looks like that's where we're gonna head next, to the last one. But this one, oh man, I can't get over that Skylab spacesuit. That's so cool. There's so many things you could say that for, though. The Blackbird. This place is awesome. And I definitely recommend you come. If you're ever near Macon, Georgia, come check this out. That B29 there is something else. Oh my goodness, it's a Mark 6 nuclear bomb sitting there. Goodness gracious. This bomb has 8 times the destructive power as the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima. Wow. This chart tells you how you know what plane is what. Are they friend or are they enemy? This is the planes that were flown by the now infamous Tuskegee Airmen. P-51. You look at this particular plane, it looks like 1, 2, 3 shot down 11 Nazi aircraft. You see the swastikas there? Tell you how many Nazi planes they shot down. That's awesome. And the air invasion of Normandy, 1944. Oh, look at this. We're talking about Normandy here. So they had over 800 C-47s that were carrying soldiers to drop them in Normandy for the D-Day invasions. So this is a mock-up of what it would have looked like, okay? So here's your pilot flying the plane at night. You can't see nothing. They didn't have radar like we do today, so it was a lot more difficult to fly. Your radio operators, and then all of your troops. Here's actually what the plane looked like. That's what the plane looks like. And then this section of the plane, the tail end would have been filled with troops, paratroopers who would jump from the plane and parachute down to land on the beach. So they would have hooked up to that cord that you see up there above them, lined up, and they would have jumped out right here. And as they jumped out, the cord actually stays behind. It pulls their parachute for them, so they don't have to physically pull it. And you see they have them all stacked up there. That's how many people's already jumped, and those cords are just flying out behind the plane. And it just basically pulls, like I said, it pulls their parachute for them so they don't, you know, drop without having a parachute deploy. And basically this is what, look, they got packs on their back, they got packs on their front, they have stuff everywhere because they had to carry their rifles, their gear, food, med kits, everything. They had to carry it all with them all at one time. Those guys are really heroes. I mean, they really were. How did they get all this stuff? This is, I guess, from captured soldiers maybe? And they took their gear, because this is a real SS soldier uniform. Everything here is authentic. All of this is real from a soldier. I mean, you see the SS tag there on his collar. Look at that, the skull and crossbones there on the front of that SS helmet, or the SS hat. Here's a Nazi officer's uniform. The only thing missing is a German infantry officer's sword that they have removed for conservation. How about that? Look at this thing here. I guess that's supposed to be, you know, a sight so they can see where they're going to drop bombs. Because this, you see the payload bay doors there are open to drop bombs from it. All of this stuff is under restoration. But if you look, I don't know if you guys can see it in this shot, but if you look to the left, they're building a space shuttle. There's a space shuttle going up right there. Just a small miniature version. Eventually they will have a model space shuttle on display, which is cool. Like I told you, I can spot those things from a mile away. This was apparently a government helicopter here too. This particular CH-21B was assigned to the presidential fleet at Andrews Air Force Base in Washington, D.C. during President John F. Kennedy's administration. In particular, this aircraft carried Bobby Kennedy from the Pentagon to Andrews Air Force Base to meet the then President John F. Kennedy's body following his assassination. That is incredible. Man, what an incredible day here at the Museum of Aviation, Fort Robbins in Georgia. Man, this place was awesome. It had it all, man. That was great. That's gonna do it for this one. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, go down and click that subscribe button. Take it a step further, hit that notification bell. That way you get notified every time I upload a video. If you want to help support the channel, check out the links in the description box below. It's always much appreciated. Thank you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Please have a great day. Stay safe. Stay healthy.